Hello folks, I hope you're having a great day. This video is going to address the question of what makes it so dang fun to buy yarn in Denmark. Well, what makes it fun is the finds. So I'm going to go through some of my finds, and I'm going to, at some point this evening, put some links to the companies that make this yarn in the area below the video. So let's check it out. This particular rainbow single ply yarn is naturull, which means natural wool, nature's wool. And I wonder how long this had been sitting on the shelf. This was one of the more mom and poppy type of yarn stores that I went to in Copenhagen. The brand is Gard, and I think that's a fairly common brand in Denmark. So I'll link it below and you can check it out yourself. But look at those colors. I might start a scarf with this. Yeah, I think that'd be really fun. So there's that one. I got a couple of products from Lana Grosa. Here is a cotton yarn. Isn't that fun? That is a really beautiful color, sort of variegated Barber pole type of cotton. I thought it would just be fun to make a washcloth from. And Lana Grosa is German. And as you can imagine, it's very easy to find German wool in Denmark. I mean, it's like right there, right? It's like on the border. So, you know, they just like train it over, right? So, yeah, this is going to be a washcloth, and it's going to be a really pretty one. Got some other cotton yarn from Denmark. Here's the brand. Sorry, it's backwards if it is. Maja Color by Permin. Danish brand, 100% cotton. And again, I chose this because I thought, well, it'd be a fun washcloth. Washcloths, you know, washcloths made of cotton, they're just the cat's meow. I'm guessing if you're a knitter and you're watching this, you're like, of course, I already know that. But if you don't know that, try it. There are so many patterns. You can find $5 books about washcloth patterns, and I use them. I have granite countertops and I use them all the time. They're just really sturdy. You can just scour the heck out of your countertops with that. So here's another Lana Grosa product. This is 100% virgin wool. And here it's got the address and everything. It says Geimersheim, but it's made in Italy. And that's true for a lot of German brands. Look at those colors. Oh my God, that's going to be so much fun. I don't know what I'm going to make with this, but whatever it is, it's going to be really pretty. Actually, I could make a hat. That would make a beautiful hat. And I could mix it with almost any color. I think this will be fun. If you have ideas, let me know. What else did I find? So some lang yarn, also very easy to find in Denmark. In fact, I got a nice kind of lecture on this company from one of the store owners. I think it was the Tante Grün store owner. She was very informative how lang was actually a Swiss company. And they had some kind of office in Germany and distribution centers all over the place. It's a very successful brand. And again, oh my God, that's going to be so much fun to knit. I picked it because, you know, when I knit it, regardless, I could make a garbage bag with this and it would still be fun to make because guess what? The yarn is fun. So those of you in Europe, one of these days I'm going to do a video in German. I should do this video in German. You're so fortunate. You just get to, you don't have to go to Brooklyn or Seattle or, you know, some crazy big city. You can find this probably just in a town of 10,000. What else have we got? Ah, yes. Always, if you're going to Copenhagen, Knitting for Olive is sort of a signature store. I got these two colors. And the reason I picked these is because when I was in Omaha, I picked some beautiful, I think, Portuguese, might be Spanish, but I picked red and blue wool because I'm a graduate of the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. Go Quakers! And the school colors are red and blue. So I thought, well, I could make a hat or a scarf with red and blue yarn for my alma mater, where I got my PhD. But if I add this mohair, then it's just going to be succulent soft. So Knitting for Olive is definitely a Copenhagen brand. This is 70% mohair, 30% silk. And yeah, the only place they sell it is there in the store in Copenhagen. You can also order it online. And I think, they offer opportunities for stockists to carry their yarn as well, I believe. But if you're going to Copenhagen, knitting for Olive is something, you might not want to miss. Interestingly, and I have seen this in the States, I forget where, this is Cowgirl Blues. This yarn is from South Africa. And as we all know, mohair is a South African phenom. They really have, that's the center of mohair goats down there. And this is mixed with 30% silk. Look at those colors. I'm not even sure what I'll put this with. But whatever I do with it, it's going to be fun. I could put it with some kind of a neon worsted or something. Again, I could make like a cowl. Could be really pretty. Or an indigo, or maybe like a baby blue. I could do all kinds of things. This is going to be really fun to just sort of figure out how to use it. Let's look at some literally called hip wool. Hip wool, this is a Norwegian wool. I don't know if it's available in the US. I'll link the website again. But again, it's a single ply, kind of like the rainbow. I don't think it would match though. Maybe. I don't know. What do you think? Clash, match, not sure. It's a similar weight, although the rainbow yarn's a little heavier. I think this might be, it might be a worsted, might be a DK. Not sure. I'm going to have to do a swatch. I hate doing swatches, but anyhow. Hip Knit Shop. It's called, well, now they're calling it chunky. So there you go. I was wrong. Chunky wool. Now I know. Maybe it's just as chunky as the other. And it is a Norwegian wool. So I thought, once I get that swatch done that I hate doing, I could knit a hat. Could be striped. It could be like a geometric. I'm not sure it would be this complicated, but it'll be soft. That's for sure. And I picked up, I forget why. I don't know. I just picked up this skein of alpaca from Sandnes. There's probably a reason for it. Partly because, well, it feels good. What do you think? A friend of mine told me at orchestra rehearsal the other day that I look good in orange. So it could be a cowl. I could mix it with some white, or I could mix it with blue for Auburn. That's my other alma mater. It's 60% alpaca, 40% wool from the Norwegian yarn factory since 1888. I'm pretty sure that's what it says. Here, you try. Is that what you see? 1888. So I picked that up. One wool that's very easy to get in Scandinavia is, I'm going to say, Isire. I think that's how I was told to pronounce it there on site. This is the brand Yensen. And this stuff is incredible. I really like woolly wool. And I saw this also in Montreal. And I also bought some Isire yarn in Montreal at Les Garçons, the store. They have a wonderful podcast. So this is made in Denmark, and I thought these two colors, again, it could be a cowl, it'll be something. Those colors are pretty unique. I think a cowl or a scarf would be really fun to make from those. So I have 2 skeins of Echo Cashmere from Gard. And if I'm not mistaken, this is also a Danish brand, and it happens to be made, however, in Italy. So this is not uncommon. Italy is, they produce a lot of beautiful yarns that are made for, German companies, Scandinavian companies. And again, these are very versatile colors. I could just combine them in a hat, or I could probably put them with some other yarn that I have. But since they're cashmere, I might actually just do a cowl with them, because cashmere is such a beautiful, soft fiber. I probably wouldn't want to mix it with something else. So it says a mix of new cashmere fibers and recycled, unused 100% cashmere products from the Italian textile industry. So we're doing really nice slow fashion here with this Gard Eco Cashmere yarn. And again, I'll put a link below so that you can look for that. You might want to buy it yourself. I've got 3 skeins. that I bought at the Tante Grün. Well, I can't say bought. So I went to this Tante Grün yarn store and I made a video, so you can find that on my channel. And when I left the shop, I was like, well, I'm going to make a purchase. She was very generous to me. We must have talked for half an hour. I found when I was going into these shops in Denmark and videotaping, asking for permission to videotape and share on YouTube, the people were just so, all of a sudden, loquacious and charming and helpful and just talked away. It was a wonderful experience. And so when I left, I was going to buy these skeins of yarn, which I thought would make a beautiful hat together. She just gave them to me. That was just so sweet. I'll have to link her shop in particular to this video because she was so generous. So the brand is Danish. It's Kama Rose. And this yarn is llama tweed. So we have 40% llama, 40% virgin wool, and 20% viscose. So I guess that's going to give you some strength. I might even look at projects for this particular yarn on Ravelry, but I think a cowl would be wonderful. The yarn brand is Danish, but the yarn itself is imported from Peru. But I think these colors are going to really set each other off well. I'm excited to, I think a cowl would be a perfect project for that. I'm still working on my first cowl. It's nuts. So let's look at some hand-dyed yarn from Denmark. I'm going to try to pronounce this, and I'm not going to guarantee, but I think it's Sysleriga, something like that. If you want to say Sysleriga, go for it, because we're in America. This is sock yarn, 80% wool, 20% nylon, and it's hand-dyed. So superwash, it's superwash merino mixed with the nylon. But aren't those yummy colors? I plan to make socks with this, but you might think, we'll make a nice shawl. I need some socks that are a little more neutral, which is probably not a good excuse that I bought this. But I couldn't resist. So this is like my favorite kind of color. This vibrant mohair and silk. And I do have some bright pink. Well, heck, it almost goes with this. I have some bright pink yarn, and I mean, geez. I think I solved my problem. This will look perfect. I should just make a hat with this. I think that's what I'll do. So anyhow, this is so true. Life is too short for dull yarns. Y'all, that's like the perfect sentiment. I agree with that wholeheartedly. So the brand is Painter's Yarn from Denmark, and I'm pretty sure, well, I know it's dyed there. You know, where they got the mohair could be South Africa, right? But in any case, yeah, I think I've solved my own problem here. We're going to make a hat with mohair and alpaca wool. So having solved this enormous problem and gotten this weight off of me of why I bought this orange yarn, I'm going to wish y'all a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.